welcome back. Today's a video for certain people. You'll know who you are.
I aspire towards something truly superior.
Sorry it's been so hard.
I attained a summit hard to climb. Like a solitary lion, I choose the strongest life. I open myself upward.
It's
I
our time.
choose excellence. Discipline is my charioteer to the heights.
It's our time now.
I never let myself go before others or myself. I am buttoned up. My house is in order. I cultivate a superior way of being. I have a total commitment to superior values in every expression of existence. I maintain the highest standards in everything from speech and conduct to my very thoughts and will. I focus only on what is beautiful, noble, and lofty. I embody an ethos of strict honor and impeccability. Honor is the end and the means. I am fit for conquest, empire building, whatsoever actions are greatest and most triumphant among men. I live in the spirit of a gentleman knighted on the field of battle. I have triumphed over all. I have earned my glory. I live a heroic reality. I am gallant. I display the best chivalry. All my faculties are ordered in accordance with a higher significance of life and action. I have a high vantage point. I am generous and paternal. I am tolerant but unwavering. I know when to give, when to wait, when to stand firm, and when to push. I value truth more than the opinions of men. I am frank and honest in word and deed. I'm of few words, sparing praise and blame. My gait, my voice, my manner of speech are grave, dignified, and serious. I acknowledge strict decorum in conversation. I prefer what is splendid. I'm on another track. Beyond all that is unworthy. I see only excellence and splendor. Whatsoever things lend themselves to a constructive program. I have vision. I see things most don't.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zain, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen seed. Now, this message may not be for everybody, it may not resonate with everyone, but just know that as a chosen seed, for those of you who this does resonate with, you are likely the sacrifice of your family. Now, if you find that this message resonates in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below so that others can understand the journey. Many of you were the sacrifice of your family, but you was divinely protected from the very beginning. Like you've always had angels that surrounded you, knowing that this journey that you was getting ready to embark on will be a very tough one and that there will be a lot of opposition. And so your spiritual team has always been on guard and in place to look out for you and to ensure that a lot of the things that was meant to take you out of here would not be successful. Many of you had close relatives, loved ones, spouses, in-laws, people that were in your circle who was actually affiliated with cults, people who called themselves having high-ranking positions in certain cults, and they performed rituals in order to create. The higher up in ranking they got, the more sacrifices they had to make. These people understood that in order to maintain this position, they would have to make some very hard choices. But a lot of these people, their desire to have power and abundance superseded their love for you. Many of them, their hearts had grown very cold, and the only thing that they cared about was the rituals and the societies that they had taken oaths with. And so you came in as the chosen seed, and many of them understood that you would be up for sacrifice largely because of who you are. The spiritual nature of these people recognized that you came in with a divine assignment, and so the wickedness in their heart would allow them to be the perfect pawn to try to take you up out of here. And so many of you had, family members, aunts, uncles, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, cousins, husbands, wives, people that were in your intimate circle who knew you well, that had either joined these cults or really wanted a position in these cults. And so they were very willing to make the necessary sacrifices to take you up out of here. They were happy to be used as pawns to create havoc for you, all for the sake of being able to join into this group, this cult. You came into this world a very special and unique being. You had a lot of light around you. There was just something special about your energy. You stood out. And outside of that, your natal chart spoke a lot too. Many of these people that were a part of these cults understood how to read your natal chart. They understood your destiny. They knew who you were destined to become. And so it was not an uncommon thing for them to consult with high priestess and to do rituals, spell work, dark magic, and things like that towards you from a very young age, because it was all about preparation. It was all about preparing you to be the ultimate sacrifice. And so you might have gone through a whole lot since you were a young child, but you always had this bright energy, this beautiful energy. In spite of what you dealt with, you always had a loving heart. And so you did not lose your integrity in spite of what you dealt with, but there was always, you was a target from a very, very young age, because their position in these cults, it meant everything to them. It doesn't matter that you was their family member. It doesn't matter if you was their son or their daughter or their niece or nephew, grandson, grandchild. It does not matter that you was their sister or brother. It was all about positions, ranking. And so they recognized that someone would have to be the sacrifice, and most certainly it was not going to be them. And so they shook hands. They made deals with the devil. They made deals to take your soul, to sell your soul, and to make you the next sacrifice so that they can move up in ranking. And they was happy to do it because power meant everything. It was all about their ego. These was very wicked people here who did not care. The agenda from the very beginning was to set you up, and there was many people surrounding you who understood this. They knew this. And so there was a lot of things that was done in terms of paying others, paying people to work against you, paying people to do rituals against you, paying people to either watch you or to tell lies on you, to make false reports against you, to say that you was mentally ill, to say that you had addictions. They spent a whole lot of money. They spent a lot of money to try to work up against you because they felt that the payout would be far more valuable than what they were spending at that time. But they didn't realize just how protected you were. And it's likely because you were still in a sleep state. Some of the things that they sent towards you was actually effective. They paid out every time, they would do a pulse check and check in and see how was it affecting you. And if they felt like, okay, this person is going through this type of trial, this person is going through this type of situation. All right, let's pay again and see what else we can get, because it was all about bringing you down to your lowest. In order to be the sacrificial lamb, you have to be a willing sacrifice. It's almost like you are at your lowest point to where there's no fight left in you. That's how they're able to sacrifice. And so, of course, the spell work and the rituals that they would pay people to do against you was to affect you mentally. It was to affect you spiritually, emotionally, financially, to hit you in every area of your life so that your vibrations would remain low. And as long as you remained in a low vibrational state, it would be easier for them to put you up for sacrifice, or to make you take yourself up out of here, or to cause situations where they could siphon your energy, where they could siphon your spiritual gifts, where they could try and take your inheritance. It was all a part of the agenda. And so you had a lot of people who was willing to do this for the sake of money and power. Okay. But you dealt with some things, okay? You might have felt these hits. Your spiritual team, although they were protecting you, you felt some of these. You went through the dark night of the soul while you was going through a lot of these spiritual attacks and the spiritual warfare. And a lot of times you didn't understand what was going on. You asked a lot of questions like, why is this happening to me? Why am I taking all of these losses? Why am I feeling emotional or depression or whatever it is that you was going through? You took a lot of emotional hits at that time, and you didn't understand what this energy was all about. You might have even found that you had to cry alone because people began to turn against you. Those same people that was working up against you as pawns, they started to turn against you, and they didn't care to be that shoulder to cry on. And so you had to turn within. And even though it hurt, you had a lot of nights where it hurt and it was painful, and you just had so many questions without any answers. But you still maintained. In spite of these things, you still maintained. You still did what was necessary to overcome, but it was hard. It was a long period of going uphill, just one hit after the next and after the next. And some of you even considered no longer pushing forward because you didn't see the point in it. You didn't understand what you were supposed to do next. I mean, they was coming at you hard with this energy, okay? They was sending many daggers.
God separated you for this time. He saw you, and he said, I need to separate this one.
Listen, I'm not scared of these guys. These guys think they intimidate me, and they think that I think that they're scared. Oh well, if they're scared, that's all I know. I'm gonna bring the pain to them, and that's all it is. Then we go see how tough you are. Tough guy. I like tough guys. All the time in prison, I always ran these guys. They were tough. When they was in, they ain't tough. When they get confronted, they ain't tough. When I bring that pain to them, they ain't tough. They know they've been around crazy niggas. Oh no, they don't know one. They don't know crazy niggas.
The United States government presents
To provide guidance to mankind.
Never satisfied.
C'est ma DNA.
因为孩子在意大利出生，孩子的名字登记在您的居留上。
Their power was so great
Hiya,
that
hiya.
their naked souls would have scorched the earth.
Yeah. All hail to the Most High. All hail to the Most High. Most come, most willing, but most die. ball on the head all day. Call me Logan on the beast mode with the order for poking. Mix the cold hard with dip. Now the water is frozen, chosen to be an Iceman. And the way I take a chance with my life, niggas should call me Dice Man. Cause I don't care what happens next. Leaders don't do the fighting in their crew. Just like Professor Rex. Protect your neck or end up Omega Red. Hospitalized, wires out your arms like Omega Red. And with the Hog J Slaughter, I fuck up your facial features like you Nightcrawler. I'm a Nightcrawler, so-called Night Stalker. You not tough a dog, you just a nice talker. Shotty blast and drag people, beam Scotty up, keep still handy like Magneto. Ask mad people, you facing mad people. Rap like Susan Storm, mad see-through. I can beat you and end your heart. I know all of your moves like Venom to Peter Park. And my queen shit on better rap. I bet my life I'll run through your bitch like she Shadowcat. Real sex, y'all niggas just dreaming in the bedroom. She only's the phoenix, and I can see I'm not used to me. On a shooting spree, you popping fireworks, what you Jubilee? You niggas new to me, I call them Doc Strange. Rappers is still getting robbed for their jewelry. I eat beats, and I sweep the booth. Fuck sweet, Jay got a saber tooth, and I raise the roof. On the nights that's cold when my team and fam didn't work together, I went rogue. And these bitches, they love the plot. Keep my cock in a helmet, I call it juggernaut. Shape shifts like more, baby, I will just finish ya. Copy tame bootleg score like Mr. Sinister. Jay the X Factor, I won't have it. I bet the taste that make the biggest nigga scream like he havoc. Your whore, I will not grab it. She got that Richard Reed's pussy, stretched like elastic. And I'm a bastard with no powers. Like Scorpion, all I do is spit acid. Call me Johnny Storm before a better rhyme in my mind. You know pressure say flame on. Punish your cow, get your game on. Punish your style, legs broken with your brain gone. Power, straight from the diesel fiends. Captain America getting power from the needle. All hail to the Most High. All hail to the Most High. All hail to the Most High. Most come, most will live, most die. This is
within you, to where everything around you was in so much chaos. What was going on within you? And the more that you prayed and the more that you asked for clarity, the more that the answers began to come through. And so you started to face your own demons. You started to recognize that some of these things and some of these people that you allowed to remain in your life was only there because you had not done the work to clear codependencies. Emotional codependency, financial codependency, insecurities that you had, fears that you had of being alone. You had to go within and to really recognize these things. And it was painful to see how many people had worked up against you. You know, there was some days where you didn't know where you was going to get your next meal from. You know, it was financially hard because they was hitting you in every area of your life. So there was many times where you had to wonder, where was you going to get your next meal? Or how was you going to pay your rent the next month? Or how was you going to feed your children? How were you going to get back and forth where you needed to go? It wasn't easy going through these things, but the Most High made sure that you never went hungry. The Most High made sure that everything that you needed, you had, even if you didn't know where it was going to come from. The Most High always found a way to send a ram in a bush or an angel in disguise to bless you in ways that you just did not anticipate, because you always prayed. And you never went into the energy of blaming the Most High. Instead, you asked questions, but you didn't blame the Most High. There was these people that was doing this against you, they laughed about this. They thought it was funny that they was hurting you. They thought it was funny, and they thought that they was getting away with something. You know, they had no conscience. It did not weigh on their conscience at all, because they really believed, like, you know, I'm moving up. They thought they was moving on up like the Jeffersons. They thought that money was getting ready to be great. They was getting ready to receive this position of authority and this position of power. And that's the only thing that they cared about. So in spite of your pain, these people was laughing at your pain. They looked in the mirror every day, and they felt no shame, no guilt no remorse for what they knew you was going through. Because for them, in their minds, they felt that your sacrifice was well worth it. Because that would mean that now they could shake hands with the big leagues. Now they could move up in ranking. Now they could finally receive that position of power that they had been craving for so long. Regardless of what they had to do, they was willing to do it. They was willing to do it. It did not matter. They was willing to set you up at all cost. But the Most High started giving you gifts. The Most High started to grant you visions and dreams, and your spiritual gifts began to awaken, and you started to see things in your dream state. For some of you, if you had not dreamt in a long time, you found that your dreams began to become amplified, and you didn't like what you were seeing. For some of you, you saw these people in your dreams working up against you and sending spell work against you and trying to do wicked things against you. It was revealed to you in your dream state. And your spiritual team, your angels, your ancestors always surrounded you. They always watched over you. So once you started to see the things that these people was doing behind the scenes and how they was really in wickedness, like you saw them, and not on top of that, even in the physical realm, you started to see these people they always tried to work up against you or gang up against you or cause problems for you. And it was like, well, what is going on here? You never understood why everybody was shifting and all of a sudden turning against you. But consider behind the scenes, they was also beginning to turn against each other because you were starting to awaken. And once you isolated yourself, it was putting you in a position of protection from these people. They started to see that you was no longer codependent on their energy. And even though it hurt for you to remove yourself from these people, your isolation was one of the most necessary parts of your journey. So they started paying more people. All right, we got to spend more money because something is not working. They started to feel resistance when it came to their spell work because, see, initially it was working. You was stressed out. You was depressed. You was calling them. You was crying. You was, in your feelings, and they could see that you were going through things. They saw the spell work and the stumbling blocks that they were sending against you was working. They saw that the rituals that they was paying people to do against you was actually effective. But once you withdrew your energy, the witches and the warlocks that worked up against you were starting to have a hard time with the spell work that used to work easily with no problem before. You were starting to awaken to the fact that you're a chosen seed. You were starting to do your spiritual baths, working with your crystals, lighting your candles, putting up your altar.
I didn't do any of that. I read the Bible and did what Moses did. Prayed. I did what Adam did, and Jacob and Levi and all of them. So maybe that crystal stuff, maybe that stuff works. I don't know. But I know that my father said in the book that he gave everybody gods, because they created everybody. And he created somebody. And everybody has to follow their ways of their God. And we follow him. And then we tell you, the ways of your God are good in these little natural ways, but when they start wailing out and go rogue, the big dog sends us to let you know, your little dog, your big dog, little dog, he's gone rogue, and if you keep following him, my father's gonna fucking smash you all to dust. That's why we don't get magic powers and all that other spooky shit yous can do. That's why fucking Israel always gets pounded in the head because we try to be like you. And the Lord's like, "Durr, you don't need to do anything. They have to do all that shit. I come through you. Their God doesn't do that. They can't." Well, they can possess you and shit. We all know that. But, the Most High makes it look dope when, you get possessed and fucking do your little warlock shit. And your little, woo. We defeat 1,000 men like Samson. We fucking throw boulders at people. We fucking outrun horses, and fucking we think of things that we could never think of. We invent things that no one can think of. We get it because it ain't us. We don't need to do anything. We just need to please our Father, and he says, I fucking make you whatever the fuck I want to make you, whenever I want to make you it. Now serve.
meditating, balancing your energy, like you started to realize, like, hey, I got to do some work on myself. Yes. And you had no idea. Even though you had dreams that were showing you things, you still had no idea the things that people was doing.
I don't even have my dreams anymore. I say that. That's why I developed the Batman brain. This is the dream world. I'm not beat. In a dream, all you do is have a dream, and you have to interpret what it is. Well, when you fucking live in a world, everyone's got a mask and they're fucking lying. Their actions are false. So we're in a dream world. Everyone's a fucking liar. No, I'm not. I'm good. Yeah, and then when people get hurt in front of you, you do nothing. But you're good.
Against you, but that was not your main focus. Your main priority was to heal. Your main priority was to become the better version of yourself, to step into your divinity, to clear and to cleanse and to purge any and everything that could have been going on within you that would contribute to the situations that you was experiencing in your external life. And so these things that you began to do for yourself were not in vain. They was actually strengthening you, and it was opening your third eye, opening your spiritual eyes, balancing out your chakras. Like all of these things that you were doing, it was part of your journey. These people had no idea that they had became the catalyst to your growth.
Now, I'm not dissing anybody, because obviously these people that are she's giving a message and she might use crystals or whatever they do. I don't know what they do. The Lord sent me here like he's as nice Jesus Christ and those dudes. You know why? Because someone has to show the regular people that don't have money to buy crystals. See, if there's a disaster, your crystals can't save you. If people stop giving you crystals, they can't save you. If they give you fake crystals, it can't save you. So, is there another way that you have to rely on to be fucking saved? Yes! The work. The Lord. That's what Jesus was saying. Follow me in his ways. Just in case your God, fumbles and can't overpower the super fucking ultimate thing that he created that went rogue.
The work that they was doing against you became the catalyst to your awakening. And so you made sure that you did the